Hello and welcome back. So today I would like to share with you my attempt at building my very first apartment. And this is the third time I think I'm recording this voiceover because I was having some issues with the recording software before with the speeding up of the footage. So, yeah, this is the third time recording the voiceover. I've had to speed it up quite a lot, speed up the whole video quite a lot because it was very long and I was trying to get it under 30 minutes, which I did. So, hopefully it's still watchable and not too jerky and too fast. I also sound a little bit sick still because I had a cold. Actually, when I was building this, I was feeling very under the weather, and I could not have recorded a voiceover then because I would have been coughing the entire time. And I still might. Just gonna edit that out though. Yeah, so this is the first attempt. I actually had to build this twice because, again, I'm not a very skilled builder at all at this moment. This is probably the third or fourth house that I've ever built that I sort of completed. For the most part, I think this is pretty complete. And so, first thing obviously I had to do was figure out the floor plan, which I did a really horrible job of because it's just like a box on the right side of the build. So what I'm doing there is trying to fit some stairs to go into a basement that I didn't end up, in the final version it doesn't have a basement, but I was trying to do that. And in the time since building this, I actually learned that you can place the stairs from the floor above. Like, you can place stairs on a floor that you're not currently on. I think the key to do that is K, but I have to double check that. That might not be accurate. Anyway, I was trying to get a basement happening, but I could not. The staircase in general gave me a lot of trouble because in real life, the house that my first apartment was in had this, like, rather large staircase because I think the total amount of units in the building was 6 or something across 3 floors of living space. So you have to get furniture up there and back down when people move in and out, and so the staircase was pretty large, but it was this sort of zigzag pattern back and forth, and I couldn't really figure that out. Also couldn't figure out the roof. That was very, very difficult because I did not think about the fact, or maybe I didn't realize, that you can't really do slanted walls in The Sims 4. So, like, what I'm doing here is I'm working on the floor that is supposed to be my apartment. And you can see me trying to, like, figure out how I can make the roof how I can make the roof not clip through the walls, how I can make the roof the walls, and maybe there is a way to do that I don't know of, but I couldn't figure it out here. You probably maybe, oh, that was not the answer yet. I did not want a round roof. Maybe if you only put a roof and didn't put a room there, maybe that would have worked. But I still don't know if that would give you slanted walls or if it would just not turn into livable space. I don't think it turns into livable space because it doesn't have walls, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, in my first attempt here, I just ended up settling on what ended up being the solution to my problem, which is I just essentially gave up on trying to get slanted walls. They ended up just being straight walls, regular walls, and I just dealt with it. I just had to deal with it that way because I couldn't get the more accurate slanted walls, and windows obviously in those slanted walls was not going to happen. But I struggled a lot with the floor plan of the apartment in general, and I don't think adding slanted walls would have made this any better or any easier. You can also see me, well, this is sped up by 3.5, I think, but you can see me struggling trying to find appropriate windows, I guess. Because the other thing is, immediately from the get-go decided not to make the house completely accurate to what it is in real life, because that would have never worked. I don't actually know what the other floors that I didn't live on, or even the apartment, like the other apartment on my floor, looked like, because I never went in them. So I just decided to make this more simple in the first version and also in the final version by having just the top floor be my first apartment, and then the 2 floors down below, I still wanted to make it like the 3rd floor because that's where I lived, but the 2 floors below the apartment that I ended up going with, I just made one continuous big unit, essentially. Although I actually didn't put any furniture or any stairs in between those 2 units or doors. So actually, the building as is super non-functional because it does not, like, the only place that sort of functions is the top floor, which is where I lived, or where I would have lived in real life. And so here, I'm trying to figure out how to make the rooms proportionate to each other, which I struggled with quite a bit. I think because of the real life sort of slanted wall situation that I couldn't recreate, once I realized that during this build, I was like trying to struggle through actually trying to make it still sort of proportionate, even though I couldn't mimic what it was in real life. So over there, I just have a little 1x4 or 5 space that I was gonna just cut out, just leave blank essentially. And I struggled with the doors quite a lot because they can't open like into each other. They can't like intersect, if that makes sense. So I think this is where I realized I might have to bulldoze this lot and start over. I don't know why oh, there we go. So another part that was difficult here is that there would have been a bedroom, but the space that I allocated to the bedroom and the space that ended up creating for the bathroom was just completely disproportionate. It made the bathroom way too big, but I couldn't recess it any further because then the bedroom would have been wrong. Here we go. I bulldozed it. I just gave up because the floor plan was completely just bad. So what I did instead in this build is think about the size of the rooms that were actually there in reality before I created like the shell of the building essentially. So at that moment, I have just created the like floor plan as it actually was, or well, sort of, mostly. The staircase is different, like the location of the staircase is not quite right, the location of the front door is not quite right, but it's like, it's close enough to where it makes sense in The Sims 4, but it's accurate enough in real life. And also, the proportions of each of the rooms, including that right there, that's the balcony, look close to correct, I would say. And then here I'm copy-pasting, because I don't know, like I still to this day don't know if you can just copy and paste an entire floor to go up a floor. So I just took every room and replicated it up above 3 times, because 3-story building. So here we are. This is much more accurate. I'm much happier with how this turned out than the previous one, although I would still be very interested in the future if I get a lot better at building. I would be really interested in redoing this build again with hopefully a higher skill level. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I was moving the walls into the correct positioning that I thought it should be. And then here, at some point I had to remove a wall. Oh, this is only 2 stories. Okay, so here we go. I'm making the 3rd story now. At some point I had to remove a wall from one of the bottom floors for because of the like balcony door wouldn't have worked otherwise. Okay, so there we go. I'm removing all the walls from what is the balconies. That just removed the whole floor of that. So maybe, do I raise that up on a platform? Because that looks kind of weird now. I don't actually remember because it's been so long, because like I said, I was sick, so I hope I raise the whole thing up on a platform so it's not so on the floor, if that makes sense. There we go. Oh yeah, and I ended up picking a green fence because in real life that's actually the color of the fencing that was there. Unfortunately, the middle balcony there looks a little odd. I'm not sure why that fence looks weird like that. Anyway, I thought I must have put this on a platform at some point because I remember there being a stair up, because in real life there was a stair up from like the ground level. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I raised it up. Okay, good job. And then I'm not done with the exterior yet. Am I picking? Oh, I deleted the mailbox when I bulldozed the lot, I think. So, yeah, there we go. There's a mailbox, and then I had to drag out I had to remake the room there and delete the walls so that I could have a foundation. Because again, I was trying to make this sort of like in real life, even though the mailbox looks very, very different. Obviously, in real life, this was an apartment building, so they had like a mailbox that was recessed into the wall, and not like that. But here we go with stairs. I don't know why I went for wood stairs. Did I end up changing that? Because they definitely were not wood stairs in real life, but maybe I just went for something really basic. It's also, again, I don't think super realistic, because in real life they would have been just like wider. I wish I could have put 1.5 tile wide a staircase that's 1.5 tiles wide, but I can't do that to my knowledge. Maybe there's a mod for that, but I don't have that. So it's a staircase. In the end, it'll be fine. And here we go with the door to the apartment. I put all these doors down, and then I think, yeah, I deleted the kitchen door because that actually in real life had a window so that the hallway could get a little bit of light from the kitchen. Like that. Takes me a long time to find everything in the catalog, really. That's like one of the biggest things, is just searching through the catalog trying to find stuff because I don't know where it necessarily is. But yeah. I think that's it for lighting. I didn't really bother with doing anything super detailed. I just put the basic like saucer light because it makes it nice and bright. And there we go with that. I don't know why I chose to do the doors. Oh, balcony. Yeah, the balcony. The doors and the windows, I guess I counted that as part of the exterior a little bit. The windows, that makes sense. The doors, not so much. Yeah, trying to find a good window. I tried to size that one up, but that didn't work. Neither did that. Ended up settling on one that's not super accurate to what it was in real life, because it didn't have this 3-pane thing going on, but excuse me. At least it is the right size. Like it throws the right amount of light. And then if you're wondering why the like front side of the building on my floor doesn't have any windows at all, that's because that would have been facing another apartment. So my bathroom actually did not have daylight, and my bedroom only had that side window there. And here's where I found out that you can have differently formatted brushes for terrain paint, that you can have like a square brush, which is very useful. Yeah, I wanted to make, I think I even put cars in the end. I wanted to make some parking spots because they were there in real life. And I tried to blend in the terrain paint with the surrounding area, and then I couldn't, and I gave up. Again, I just haven't experimented enough with that to like be able to figure out how to make that look good. So I just gave up. Maybe eventually I'll get better at that. I am planning on making some more houses and making them like very detailed, and maybe not filming the build process of it, because I think that makes it better for learning. Because with these, even though I knew I was going to speed this up, I rushed through this quite a lot still. And then I painted it all yellow. I don't think I painted the roof. Oh no, I did paint the roof. I'm sure I did, because it was not that color in real life. It was red. Oh, yep, there we go. So we got a nice little pastel yellow house with a red roof, to be accurate. And I think I gave it windows. Yes, I gave it windows and the staircase. And those were accurate to real life. And then I also gave it windows on the bottom floors. So I duplicated all the ones from my apartment down to the lower 2 floors. And I'm pretty sure I also gave it windows. Here's where I had to delete a wall, by the way, on the inside, because I couldn't make the doors work. I don't think I quite realized that... the door, like, direction matters, if that makes sense. Because if you place a door and you drag it in one or the other direction, it makes it open or close in that direction. I didn't quite realize that, so I was trying to place a door here, and I couldn't for some reason, so I just decided to delete the wall, which is a pretty radical move, but I guess it works if you think about the bottom 2 floors being sort of one big unit. It would make sense to have a bigger family room in there instead of the smaller size rooms that I had. I mean, they're not small. I had a pretty big apartment for my first apartment. And that comes from just being in a very country area, which I think this lot also works really well for that. It did not have that much space around it, and it definitely didn't have a yard like that, but the size of the apartment was pretty good. Definitely for a first apartment, it was quite spacious and had a lot of storage too. So I won't complain about that, but it isn't... Like, if you were a family of more than 1 or 2 people living there, it would be small. So I think that's nice, giving the bottom floors those 2 floors to work with and giving them a bigger family room. I did not find a door that was really appropriate. Again, because the mailbox was sort of built into the wall, the door was also just... It looked different because it was like more integrated with the mailbox panel on the side of it. But anyway, I moved on to painting the interior. Oh, I'm still counting that. In editing, I still counted this as part of the exterior. But I'm actually putting in just some like random sort of color matched tiles and stuff. Oh, and I guess here I'm taking a break from creating the walls and doing the exterior again. Putting in some flowers here. My neighbor that would have had that balcony in real life always had such beautiful flowers, and she actually put flowers in the staircase as well on my level too, which was so nice of her, and she did not have to do that, and she even took care of them. I never had to do any taking care of it. It was just, they were there and they made my life better, and I'm so glad. Oh no! I just realized that hedge is not on a platform. Like, the front part of the hedge is, and then the back part is not, for some reason. Whoops. But yeah, I gave that bottom floor some little lavender plants, and I also gave it those windows, those 2 windows that you see there on the front of a building that did not exist in real life, because there, again, would have been other apartment units there, but I thought this looked a little bit bland and blank if you had nothing on that wall, so I gave it those windows. I even played around with a little bit of foliage over there, but I didn't end up going for that because it looked kind of out of place. Like, the whole thing's very naked, and then you put a huge plant growing on the... Oh yeah, there we go. Growing on the side of the building. And yeah, that's the indoor staircase plants that she put out for me, or that were there before I moved in, honestly. But that was very nice. Here we go. Now we're on the interior. And I just mostly, for the beginning, went with the correct color scheme. Like I put the right color rug, and then I realized I never put any tile. So the entire place was the same rather large tile. The bathroom was a little bit different, but I just made it the same, I think for simplicity's sake. But it was all tile anyway in real life. It was like the bathroom tile was a little bit more gray than that, but it wasn't much darker, so it didn't match with the like other options, other color swatches of that tile in The Sims. I don't know what I did there. Accidentally went to management modes. Oh, I was trying to remove the floor, and I had to... So to remove a floor from that staircase over there, I had to make that a room, so it's not currently... Oh, it wasn't before a room, it was just like stairs coming out of the floor without any fencing off, which is kind of dangerous, so... I actually just realized, too, that those stairs do not have railings at all whatsoever, so that's great. Very safe, especially if you're carrying furniture up and down them. The bathroom was a little bit difficult because I couldn't find a rug that was appropriately sized. And actually the bathroom is pretty big. It's not actually that big in real life, because I think in this situation that we have going on here, the bathroom and the bedroom are about equal, and that definitely was not the case in real life. The bathroom was a lot smaller. I didn't have a laundry unit or anything in there. I just had a bathtub, a sink, and a toilet pretty much. And a very cute shelf, which I put in a minute there. So yeah, I ended up going for a circular rug because that's sort of the size of the rug that I had in real life, or it mimicked it mostly the best. Even though it wasn't circular in real life, but we'll just make believe. Oh yeah, and then I put the shelf. So this shelf that I found for the bathroom for the towels, I actually used a bunch more times in the storage sort of space that's right next to the entryway. Because in real life there was actually built-in shelves in there. Oh, I'm putting down... Oh, just some clutter. I put down some towels in the right color. Well, the yellow one, not so much, but the other ones are pretty accurate. And a bathrobe that I definitely always have, and have always worn. Like, if it's not hot outside, I'm wearing that bathrobe. And it is definitely winter now, so I'm wearing it at all times. Can't be missing that. I wish I could have hung it on the door, because that's what I did in real life. I had, like, hooks on the door to hang stuff on. But I don't think you can do that in The Sims. I put a rug in the hallway outside. There we go. That's the shelving. This is not quite a built-in shelf. I realize that. Like, it looks a little odd, but in reality, like, there was just a bunch of white shelving in that room, so it's sort of accurate in that way. I don't know. I actually just realized, too, I didn't put any clutter in there, like, at all, and I definitely had a lot of clutter in there in real life. I didn't realize in the kitchen I put a counter, like I put one too many counters, or two, because I need an oven and I needed a fridge, so I had to remove those counters again. And I don't think you can't really see it here, but the wallpaper in the kitchen is different from the rest of the place. I hope I put... Oh no, I'm seeing now that in the living room there's actually also a piece of wallpaper missing. So I never, in this place, I think I lived there for about 3 years. One, I never got rid of all my boxes. Like, I always had boxes just around, like, in the living room. I had boxes full of stuff because I never bought shelves. I never felt super, super connected to the place, even though it was a super nice apartment. It was never really mine, if that makes any sense. And here I'm trying to look for a yellow rug. I don't actually know if I found one that actually mimics what my yellow rug was like. I did love, one, my rug, my sofa, the pillows that I bought for my sofa, and like the placement of it, because when you sat on that sofa, you could watch the sunset, and it was always super beautiful. Did I really stick with that rug? Because that's super ugly. I guess I did. I also decided to hang the TV on the wall because I actually in The Sims didn't have enough space to put a TV console there, even though I had one in real life. You know, it's a give and a take. It's okay. It looks mostly close enough. And then I hope I put, oh yeah, I think I did. Where am I putting that rug? Oh, under the table area. So I actually didn't have a table like the one that I'm putting down. Well, now I'm putting desks that I got for free off of, I think, Facebook Marketplace. I just got some free desks from some random guy who was retiring and needed them out of his office. So I never bought a desk for the place either, or a chair, a desk chair. I never had one of those either, so that's a complete fake. Or did I not end up putting it there? I don't think I did. That's good, because that would not have been very realistic. I also didn't have a table like that. I actually have a for the table that I made myself. I bought sort of the top plate and then I put legs on it myself because I really wanted a Japanese-inspired floor table because I really like the idea of sitting on the floor. And here I run into an issue with the bedroom not really being big enough, or at least for the proportions of things in The Sims, it's not big enough because the bed was oriented that way in real life. But I think because the roof was slanted, like it was a little bit further back, so there was more space at the foot of the bed. And I put a little bit of clutter there because there always was a box in that corner. There was always boxes there too. I later found like crates that are more like crate-like instead of those little small boxes because I had crates. Because I had boxes, not crates, in my real life living room. And I did have some outdoor furniture as well because my balcony honestly was so beautiful. Again, like I said, the view from my couch of the sunset was stunning. And the view from my balcony was as well, because I was facing the same direction. So that was the only thing that I wish... Oh, did I actually paint the walls properly? Maybe I did. Having some camera issues here, but maybe I fixed that part in the living room where there wasn't any wallpaper. Oh, I'm just seeing more! Oh no! Like the outside of the kitchen wall doesn't have proper wallpaper either. Whoops. Yeah, the one thing that I miss from my current apartment is that I don't have a balcony. Oh yeah, there we go, I put some cars down. That I don't have a balcony, that's like the only issue that I have with the current place, because I liked spending time outside on that balcony, and I no longer have that opportunity, really. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It's not entirely accurate, but it's as close as I could get it. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you sort of enjoyed my stumbling through this, and like I said, I hope to redo this in the future. Hopefully when I have more skills and more attention to detail, because I think there's some wallpaper missing in some places, but it's okay. Thank you. Bye.